Hi, everybody. Welcome to World Card Making Day. I'm really excited to be here, and I just want to thank Stephanie for organizing this event. I know it's going to be amazing. I'm Melva Peters, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And if you can find me at stampingwithmelva.com. And today I thought I would show you a technique that I love. I've used this many times before. I've actually showed it before, but it's just such a fun technique. I love shaker cards, and so you can make a quick and easy shaker card using a clear envelope. It just makes it so much easier than fussing with the adhesive foam strips or dimensionals or other ways of making shaker cards. So let me switch over to my desktop and I will show you how quick and easy a shaker card can actually be. Okay, I'm going to actually use the Peaceful Cabin. I love this. And to make it even easier, there is some amazing designer series paper that is part of this suite. So this is a piece. It comes 12 by 12, and I have cut this piece to be, let me think about what I cut this to be. 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And then I've got a piece of basic black that is cut 4 inches by 5 1/4, which is kind of the standard first layer on a card. And then I've got Smoky Slate that is cut 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And so these will all fit. So this is kind of really all there is to it. I've got a strip that I'm going to stamp the sentiment on. But the key to this is, and I don't know that you can actually see this, but is one of the clear envelopes that you can get. Stampin' Up! Sells these in packages of 50. They're great for protecting your cards, but they're also great for shaker cards. So let's get started. I'm just going to bring in my trimmer. I like to score rather than folding. Sometimes I will fold my card bases in half, but really you should take the time to score so that you get a good fold line. And then always fold into the mountain. So this one is kind of where I press down. It creates the valley. Fold into the mountain and you will get a really nice fold line that lines up. And of course, I can't find my bone folder. Let's grab a bone folder. I always like to use my bone folder to give it a really good burnish. Good crease. Okay. There we go. So that's my card base. Now, once you've figured out what you want to use, and you could use bigger pieces than this. This clear envelope is bigger. You're going to push this. So you want the flap on the top. So it's going to fold over. Actually, we need to adhere these two pieces together. That would be probably a good step to do first. All right. So whatever your favorite adhesive is. I tend to be a Stampin' Seal person. I just find it easy to use, but I'm actually getting into using the multi-purpose liquid adhesive these days as well. But whatever your favorite adhesive is, works just fine. Try to get this even. This is where the liquid adhesive actually gives, it's more forgiving and gives you some wiggle room. All right, so you want to put your piece into this clear envelope and push it all the way to one corner. Doesn't matter whether it's the top or bottom corner. And fold it over. And I like to use tear and tape adhesive. It just holds much better. Sometimes I find the Stampin' Seal or liquid glue just doesn't hold this as well as with the plastic. All right, give it a good burnish so that I can peel this off. If you ever have a hard time getting the backing off your tear and tape adhesive, just burnish it with your bone folder and then use your, take your pick tool to just kind of grab the end. All right, making sure that that piece is all the way pushed into the corner. You can now then fold over that excess and adhere it down onto that strip of tear and tape adhesive. Oopsie.
I didn't get that.
Siri wakes up every once in a while. I don't know why she does that. Actually, I don't know. I used to have a female voice on Siri, but doesn't now. Okay, so that's really what you're going to, we're going to put the sequences. Now, yesterday I was on a stamp count and I ran out of the subtle shimmer sequence that comes with this. So I'm gonna have to use, so I don't have silver, which is really unfortunate. I would have liked to have some of the black and white and silver, but these are the sequence for everything. So I'm going to use the gold and silver, and I'm just going to take them and just open up your envelope and put some sequence in on the front side, like that. A little bit more maybe, however much you want. And I've got one fallen, kind of straight. All right, I'm going to put this lid back on this so that I don't get sequence all over the place. Yeah, the subtle shimmer sequence that goes with this product suite is so pretty, but this is actually nice with the gold. Okay, so now that I've got my sequence in there, I can take, and there is a adhesive strip on here, so you can just peel that piece off to expose the adhesive. And then I'm going to take my paper snips and just trim off this excess where I folded over the edge, just so that it's not quite so bulky, like that. And then fold down the flap so that it is tight or right up against that edge. So now I have my sequence completely sealed into my card. Still shakes a little bit, moves around. You can get rid of some of the bulk on the edge if you want, if it's showing. It's not too bad on mine. Okay, so now it's time to decorate. See how quick and easy that was to create a shaker card? All right, so I love this. This is the black and white gingham ribbon. It is 1/4 inch, and I really love it. You may not have noticed it in the mini catalog because it was part of one of the Halloween suites. So I actually didn't spot it for a bit just because I don't tend to do Halloween cards, but it's perfect for this suite. So I am going to tie a bow on one end. So I want to make sure I'm leaving about 1 inch, and then I'm going to tie a bow, just a way to be able to have a bow on your strip and then adhere it to the front and back. So I've got my bow, and now I'm going to take and cut this. Oops. My silicone mat is deciding it wants to come and play. All right, so I'm going to tie that tight. I'm going to use a glue dot just on the back of that. So that it would adhere down and stay where I want it. I'm going to just put it on the left-hand side. And now I can take and adhere the bow around the back. And I'm just going to use, hopefully Stampin' Seal will work. If Stampin' Seal doesn't work, oh yeah, I should do. You can use some tear and tape adhesive to hold it in place. Let me get it straight. There we go. And you can trim. I did get a little extra that I need. Okay. Isn't that pretty ribbon? I just love it. You can color it too with your Stampin' Blends. It's just so pretty. I have colored it in with the pumpkin pie on Halloween card. Okay, so now I'm going to use tear and tape adhesive again to adhere this to my card base. I do this again only because I just find that it adheres better to the plastic than the Stampin' Seal does. I've had the Stampin' Seal Let Go on the plastic envelopes. Works great on paper, but not quite so well on the plastic. With those take your pick tools, amazing. Couldn't survive without it. All right, I'm just going to adhere this down. There, so that's our shaker card. All we have to do is add a sentiment to it. And I'm going to do it with, I've got the peaceful cabin, and I'm going to use this sentiment that says, your kindness makes the world a beautiful place to be. I just think that's nice. So I've got my Versamark. Ink that up. Oh. Probably need to see if we can get this straight. It's always a bit scary. Thinking about where I'm going to put this, so I think I'll just do it in the middle. Hopefully that's straight, she says. Oh, not too bad. All right, now I keep my embossing powder in a little container, separate containers like this. It just makes it easier to kind of stick it in.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Siri, stop waking up. All right, not as straight as I would have liked, but it's going to have to do. All right, just flick it. All right, let's close that before I get embossing powder all over the place. Now, I've got a little bit of extra. I didn't do a very good job in stamping this, so I'm just going to take my take your pick tool and just kind of scrape off the extra. Now I'm going to bring in my heat tool. It's going to be a little bit loud for the moment, but I'll try and talk over it. And I use my take your pick tool to hold this down. Try not to burn your fingers. I'll talk a little loud. And so just hold it in one place until it starts to melt, until the magic starts to happen. You want it on the highest temperature. There are 2 settings on your heat tool, so you want it on the highest setting. And then once you see it start to melt, you can start to move it across the image. I was on a stamp count over the weekend, and one of the demonstrators actually held her heat tool off to the side for about 10 seconds, which works too. She's really doing what I'm doing, where I hold it in one place. So she holds it off to the side for about 10 seconds before she brings it on to her card. Now, let's see where I'm going to put this. This is what I was not sure about. I think I will put it up here, like that. All right, and I'm going to use dimensionals for that. I'm going to use the black dimensionals because it's black cardstock. And when I put dimensionals on a really long piece like this, I don't like a saggy middle. So I tend to stagger them so that I kind of go top to bottom to top, or however it works out, just so that it doesn't wobble. I find that if you do it straight across the center, your sentiment will wobble a little bit, and I just don't like that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's my card. Definitely could do the inside, definitely should do the inside, but for today I'm not. So just a really quick and easy way to make a great shaker card. And who doesn't like shaker cards? Because they're just so much fun. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're inspired by all of the amazing presentations on World Card Making Day. Don't forget to put your card in the mail, because the week following World Card Making Day is World Card Sending Week. So what we really want you to do is to be sending cards the following week. And whoever you send them to, I know is going to love them. So thanks everybody for joining me. Enjoy the rest of the presentations. Thanks again, Stephanie. Happy stamping.